This week on In the Crosshairs, we're taking you through the best bets for all the big games this week. We'll break down tonight's NBA games with the Suns versus the Trailblazers and more. Then it's time to talk about the NCAA tournaments before March Madness, the MLB futures before opening day, and so much more. All of that coming up right now on In the Crosshairs. Hello everyone, welcome back to In the Crosshairs, your definitive resource for all things sports betting. I'm your host, back in the Line Sniper studio, finally. My name is Ally Melendez and I'm so excited to be here because we have some sports to talk about. And I'm talking all kinds of basketball. We check in on our preseason MLB. We've got a little educational course for you guys, so that's a ton of stuff and all of it is awesome. I'm gonna need some help to cover all of this and of course, I have just the gentleman for it. We have America's favorite sweet sports betting little boy. It's Joey Knish in the house, folks. Joey, your second show of the week. Okay, might as well move over. But how you doing? Did you get all that hockey stuff out of your system on Tuesday?
I got the hockey out of the system. You know what I got to get out of the system, though, is Ally Melendez pulling a Ted Cruz on us.
What
the grind got tough. It got a little low.
Get it?
And she takes off to Aruba. And that's why, I'm stuck here doing double duty. So I'm a little bit salty here, with Miss Umbrella Drink over here that thinks, when we're in the midst of, college season here, that she can just, go put her toes in the sand for a few weeks. So
you know what?
Ronnie was here, Ronnie's here on the grind, and, I'm a little upset, to be honest with you.
Knish, listen, you bet a little smarter, make a little more money so you can go to Aruba too, all right? We all can't be the best sports betting queens around town. But let's keep that energy nice and high, Joey, and let's check in on our third member of our team today. James Mazzola was scheduled to be on today, but he had to rush out last minute, do something that I guess was more important. So we needed a hero to step in, and luckily we have Mr. Cheese himself. It's Ronnie P from the far, far away world, the fantasy world that is Philadelphia. How you doing, Ron?
Well, Ally, two things. It's great to see you because to be with another pretty face on the show, I know our viewers are very happy to see me and you together again, right? Right.
And Ron, Ally, you remember we did the show earlier in the week, though, right?
I heard some mixed things about that.
You know what, though, Ally? No, I got to say, we are the Ice Brothers, and we are undefeated in hockey since you've been gone. So it's been great. And I will say this, though. I said Villanova's not good without Ryan Gillespie, or Colin Gillespie, sorry. And guess what? They lost today, and I said they're going to lose. I said the Dallas Mavericks were going to win by more than 6, and, well, they won by 11. I said DeRozan's going to have over 20 points. He had 30. And, of course, and Knish busted my balls for this.
Pat himself on the back segment, or are we getting to the show here?
All right, gentlemen, let's reel it in, save all that teenage angst for later in the show, because I want to jump into these topics ASAP. So I'm going to do a super quick reminder to everybody to subscribe to us on YouTube for even more of our top-tier betting content, and of course, check out linesniper.com for all of our educational courses, all of our betting tools, and so much more. Boom. How's that for a short promotion? Yeah, you're welcome. Got to get back to that sports betting content ASAP. And of course, to keep up with tradition, let's take it to the hardwood first with some NBA action. Now, boys, we had a whole Team LeBron versus Team Durant thing going on earlier this week, and that's kind of messed up the whole schedule. And the NBA is playing catch up, so there's like 30-something games across the next 4 days, which is exciting, of course, if you are an NBA fan. But let's start with tonight and tomorrow. We can worry about the later stuff at a later time. Now, Joey Knish, you can start us off since you are so kind to host the show this week, earlier in the week. What are you liking in the NBA this week? I know earlier you had your eye on a few games, but we're waiting for the lines. The lines are out now, man, so what you got for us?
No, I would say I'm a little fatigued from having to, carry the host duties on my back, but that's fine. I'm not salty about it.
Danny,
here's what we're going to do,
Danny,
though.
if you're watching, he's tired. I'll host all of them from now on. Go ahead.
We'll make a little money here. I like the Phoenix Suns. I am a believer in this Phoenix team. It's 4.5 coming back. Devin Booker, healthy. He's playing. Team has started. They started off a little slow this year, but they have been playing fantastic basketball as late. I think Portland's a little bit overvalued on a little bit. They were Good record to start the year. Got off to a great start. I think these are teams heading in different directions and coming out of the break. Going into All-Star break, there was nobody playing better basketball than the Phoenix Suns. I think not only, they're going to cover tonight. I laid it under the 4.5. I think they've got a legitimate chance to take this division from the Lakers and the Clippers. Not saying that this team's, a legit team to win the West and that or any of that. I know. But when you look at some of, AD's not going to be back for a little bit. The Clippers, I've never been a believer. I'm not a believer. This Phoenix team is real deal. And hey, they are one move away if they can make another move before the deadline, before I'm putting them in the legitimate West conversation for a contender. Not there yet. One move away, but they cover tonight. Phoenix Suns, baby. Ronnie, talk to me. I know you love it. If you don't, then, you're wrong. But go ahead and tell me how much you love it.
I'm not going to lie to you. I do like that. And yeah, Phoenix, they are nice, but they're going to get bounced in the first round, man. I'll bet you on that, dude. But anyway, a real pick for the people. Dude, Devin Booker, it's his first time in the playoffs. What's he going to do, man? Like, come on. The West is competitive, dude. Come on, man. This regular season doesn't mean anything for some of these teams. Phoenix is going to get bounced to the same team with
one player away, Ronnie. One player away.
They are. I do agree with you on that, and I think they can overtake the conference, so I give you that. But what I love today, and I'm doubling down on this, I'm going with the Nets -2. Now, I thought Marcus Smart wasn't playing today, so if you watched on Tuesday's show, I'm sorry, guys. I got wrong information. I apologize for that. But you know what I'm thinking? And KD is not playing tonight, which, God, I don't like you, KD. I don't like you. But I'm not scared, man. I'm not scared.
You lied
of Marcus
to us,
Smart.
Ronnie.
I did.
You lied to the people.
Have no fear, boys and girls, because Marcus Smart's coming back. He's going to be rusty. You're going to put him back in the rotation. It's not going to work. It never works out when you put starters back in rotation. When Drew Holiday came back from Milwaukee, they got their butts kicked because he wasn't ready. He's not in the rotation. It's going to take away from some of the starters. So I love the Nets. You got no KD, but Kyrie against his old team. Yo, he's going to come out to play, boys and girls. And James Harden has been balling. He has been putting up MVP numbers. He's playing hard every day. And I used to mock him, but I can't anymore. That man balls. Nets beat them earlier in the season, 123-95. I don't trust the Boston Celtics, Knish. I don't. They're just not good, especially on the road. They are what?
Was Smart hurt, or was he in Aruba, being hungover, slacking off? I don't remember. Why was Smart out again?
I think
he was hurt, but he's healthy now.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I'm with you. I'm with you now.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, I don't know, but 7-12 on the road. Give me the Nets -2, man. I love the Nets -2. They're a better team, better role players. Give me the Nets. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, Ronnie boy, give me a hug. That's how you keep your spot on the show. You just got to tell me how good my Nets are. And if you want to keep talking about Aruba, I mean, that's fine too. But, we'll plan a trip together when Knish starts winning the money. All right, well, we got even more basketball to talk about, but we're going to step back into our college years and talk about hungover, Knish. Yeah, because the sectional Sunday is literally this Sunday. But it's not all March Madness because we have the NCAA tournaments going on right now. So Knish, you and Ron talked a bit about these on Tuesday. Knish, you took Ohio State and Georgia Tech. Those games are happening right now. I don't have a watch, but I went to check it and I know it's
30
right
seconds
now.
left, Georgia Tech. Yeah, I got it on the screen right here.
There we go. So how are you feeling on those? And do you have any others that you want to pick up a bet on?
I'll tell you, I'll let you know how I'm feeling if Georgia Tech makes their free throws down the stretch here in about 30 seconds. Then we'll be feeling real good. Ohio State, that was a nice cover. Listen, but we're going to add another Big Ten banger tonight. And you know what? It's in the land of Pennsylvania, but it's not the Nova fraudulent. It's the real team in Pennsylvania, the true contender. The people that people in Pennsylvania know is legit and the team to back, and it's Penn State. And why are we betting Penn State? Because they're going against the fraudulent team that is Wisconsin Badgers. I like this Penn State team. I thought they were frisky. They've had some horrible luck in conference play towards the end of games. The record doesn't show it, but this Penn State team has gone up against the Titans in the Big Ten and played them tough. Have they come out on top most of the time? No. But you know what? We don't need to come out on top because we're getting 5.5 points tonight. I think they keep it close tonight. Wisconsin is not a team that can blow you away. Penn State, again, played last night. And again, once you're in this Big Ten tournament and you're on day 3 or 4, then it gets real tough. They're only on day 2. They had a nice game last night. We got whiskey tonight. I think they win outright. Penn State in the 5.5. I've liked this team all year. They've been great at hanging in games and covering. Haven't been great at getting the dubs here. But again, we don't need them the dubs. We know this is the team in Pennsylvania that makes you the money that you want to back. Penn State tonight, 5.5. Ron, I know you're more of a Philadelphia guy, but talk to me here as far as like you got to like Penn State here. You got to respect them more. They're tougher.
Listen, I hate saying this, Knish, and I hate to say this, but you're right. Yeah. So I do like that, and Penn State will go further than Villanova in the tournament. I said it. You're right. You're right. Okay, you were right. Is that what you want to hear, Knish? You were right.
We could just play that on repeat for 30 minutes, and I'd be happy.
No, we're deleting the footage after this, my man. We're deleting that. Now, we're talking about the Big East. I said Creighton's going to win it all. Well, win the tournament, obviously, and I got them at plus 200, so I want them to win. Oh, absolutely. So, but they're playing Butler tonight, and I'm on Butler plus 10.5, and here's why. Butler is like Jason Voorhees, man. You cannot kill them. They cannot die. Down 19 yesterday. Everyone thinks the game's over, right? I was like, oh, game's over. Okay. They came back and won, man. They have heart. You cannot teach heart, man. Creighton, they're going to the dance, man. They don't need to win this game. They're like, whatever, we going to the dance. So I think that Butler is going to show up. I'm not saying they're going to win, but to within 10.5. Why not? Absolutely. Why not? And they might be a little cocky. They beat them by 20 on what was that, Sunday, or it was this weekend? Sunday or Saturday? I forget what day, but they beat them by 20. They're cocky. They're like, hey, we're Creighton. Nova's out. This is our tournament to win. You know, give me Butler plus 10.5, man. Give me the team with the heart. Let's go. They got it. They got it.
All right. Well, you might have to check that cough out, Ron. I was a little concerned it was COVID, but then it was like, you're right, which is even worse. All right. Well, next week we're going to finally have our March Madness bracket, and then we can do a deep dive into some bracketology and figure out what's going to happen, and of course refine our futures a bit. But let's take a look at some futures we can pick up right now. So spring training is apparently a thing. I mean, that's happening. We've talked about it on the show before. Betting on sports training is just an absolute nightmare, but we are exactly 3 weeks away from opening day, which is always exciting. Love baseball being back. So before that, of course, we got to talk about things. We're running out of things to say, let's be honest, right? So let's talk about spring training. Let's take a look at those crazy mispriced lines and see what are the futures we can pick up now that might pay off later. So Ron, lead away on this. Are there any Division League or World Series futures that are just way too good of a deal to pass on right now? Do you have any win totals bets for me? I mean, we just want to know, obviously you're a huge Orioles guy, right? So we just want to know the truth.
Oh, obviously. Listen, Ally, I'm a basketball guy, man. I'm a basketball man. I'm a basketball coach. I'm a basketball player, so I know basketball, and I don't want to lose the people any money. But I do know one thing about baseball. I know my Phillies, and the Phillies are trash. They're trash. But to win in baseball, Knish, you tell me if I'm right or wrong about this, man, because, again, I'm not a baseball expert, all right? And I'm going to learn this year. I'm going to learn with the folks watching at home. And it's going to be a fun year watching and learning from these guys. After Nolan Wheeler, who do the Phillies have? And if you don't have pitching, you can't win. And Eflin is our third starter. He's probably going to get the third start. And I believe he has a 5.76 ERA the second half of the season. That's not good. And the thing about the Phillies we had the worst bullpen in MLB last season. 7.1 ERA. That's not a winning recipe. And I'll be honest, I don't think they made enough moves in the offseason to win. So I like under 81.5 wins for the Phillies. And look, I'm a Philly guy. I love my Philly teams, but guys, I love money more. And I'm always going to be honest with you. Phillies are not a good team. Their offense is okay. I mean, they're all right. They're not great, but it's okay. But the pitching sucks. The bullpen sucks. Under 81 wins? Yeah, man. At minus 110? Yeah, I'm already on that, dude. Trap me up, Knish. Like, what do you think, man?
Listen, Ron, I don't hate it here. I know, you're coming out of the pen here, swinging a little bit, and so I don't hate the Phillies. I'm going to go. Listen, we were doing this last year, and we had some Reds prices on the show that were legit. We had the Reds prices that were great.
You
and
did.
what happened? They got into the postseason and then lost in the wild card game. But we were all in on. And you listen, you think Joey Knish swings one time and misses one time. You think it's only strike one, and I'm going back to the plate, and I'm not swinging and missing again. I'm going back with the Reds to, I think, compete in the Central. I think the Central is down a little bit. I think there's a couple of teams overpriced, whether it be the Cubs, the Cardinals. I know they made the big move for Nolan Arenado. The bottom line is, I think we're getting a value price here on the Reds. Fantastic lineup again. Little bit of improvement in the pitching is all it's going to take, and I think we can see another Reds run. Last year, big prices. Almost got there for us. Almost got there. They made it to the Pantheon. Couldn't get into the wild card, make us a little money off some head. But I'm going right back to the well. I think this Reds team is still the goods. Think they can compete. And I think they're in the division in the NL that actually is more wide open. You've got the Padres and there's one. Bottom line is that there's no juggernaut in that division. I like the Reds at that price. I'm going back to the well with Cincinnati. Give me the Reds again this year.
I'm just talking about the fact that we're probably the only show right now talking about the Reds this much. But hey, that's going to do it for our baseball futures. Pretty soon we'll be able to actually talk about regular baseball bets, which, thank God for that, because this future stuff is getting a little, but it's all good. And, of course, we got some prop bets to cover as well. So, Mr. Joey Knish, I understand we have a little educational segment for everyone at home. I like that.
From him?
Nice little segue there. But Knish, we talk a lot on this channel about how prop bets are a good market, of course, to make money in. So for any sport, not just baseball. So can you walk us through sort of some of the basics of prop betting and some of the strategies you use personally when picking up your prop bets?
Oh, listen, if you want to be out there, you make a little bit of money and then, be laying on the beach here. One of the things you use is what we use is, listen, and if you're not going to be a guy that's, more of a quantitative modeler, I know a lot of people don't have, whether it be, the coding skills or any of that to really, substantiate a mathematical model. The best thing you can do is use in alerts. And if you're a person out there that might not be, able to create something, amazing, fantastic as far as, the numbers wise, news alerts are probably the biggest edge you can take from a quantitative perspective. Whereas if you're going to look at, whether it be Shams, whether it be Woj, whether it be NBA Fantasy Labs, whether it be any of the, MLB beat reporters out there, if you can get, and I'll give you an example here, if the Pelicans are playing, right, and it comes across that Zion's out, well, there's going to be a smattering of player props posted for the other players that are in that starting lineup that all now have value, whether it be overs for, anybody else on the team, Ingram, Ball, those props are going to have value, and usually, and you're going to have to react fast, and you're going to have to move fast, but that is, it's what I started off doing. When I started off doing props, that was how you had to do it. Now, is it time consuming? Is it stressful? Do you have to move fast? Yes. It's all of those things. And the other factor is having a number of places to be able to get down. So you get the news alert, you get the fantasy lab alert, Booker's out. Okay, now I want to play Suns overs. Or there's a player questionable, now he's in. Now I want to play somebody else's unders. I got FanDuel up, I got DraftKings up, I got some, credit shops up, I got some maybe offshore books up. It's really about not only being able to react to the news, having the different places where you can get down, because it's nice to get down $100 on it. It's much nicer to get down $500 or $1,000 on it, even if you're only able to bet it at $100 each place, and then go from there. So couple of quick tips for the people is use the big names and the big sites for the alerts. They are all the sharpest people I know, even the sharp groups, everybody uses those that I know. It doesn't matter if you're a math guy, everybody I know that actually wins uses that as far as information trading to be able to get down. And the other aspect we've talked about on the show before, but it can't be said enough, is now there's so many different options, especially if you're in a legalized state like New Jersey, like Michigan, where you can have 20 or 30 different outs. And whether it be price shopping, whether it be reacting to news, it's just going to be such a phenomenal time here, especially if you're into prop betting, to be able to, A, scale it up and get a bunch of money down, and then B, use that news to go to one of those sites or 3 of those sites or 5 of those sites or shop them against each other and react to it. So a couple of tips there offhand. If you're just a normal person out there that's not going to be able to create this, fantastic model that's beating everything is, hey, use some of those tips, make yourself a little extra side money on the.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much. Ron, do you have anything to add from your perspective?
Yeah. Follow your local beat writers. Sometimes they will tweet you back. They'll talk back to you, and you can get stuff
DM them.
The public gets. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like dating a girl. You might not get a response back from 9 out of 10, but the one that gets you back, she might be the one.
And
or at least she'll be the one for that night.
She might. Right. She might. Yeah. Hate to say it, but he's 100% right, though. But yeah, that's my big one. Just beat writers, national ones. Awesome. Follow your teams. Yep.
Awesome. Yep. Stay in the know.
See, we got
along,
Ally.
There you go, guys.
We got along.
Little mini free sample of some of the stuff we give you in our educational courses. And besides, we had to give Knish his own solo segment. I mean, he is just taking up too much TV time. It's time to reel it back in.
He really is.
But thank you both. I mean, we got school with Knish. We got basketball. We got baseball. Now we got more basketball. We're literally hitting all of the high notes today. And let's finish strong here, guys, because we have just thing to do. I think it's my favorite part of this. It is, of course, the best bets. Now, if you're new to the show, don't worry. It's very simple. Knish and Ron are going to give us the very best bet they have this week. It could be something new, something old, something they said 5 minutes ago. I don't know, whatever. I don't even care. But I want to see what Uncle Knish starts us off with because it's a feeling it's going to be interesting.
I mean, this hockey run that we're on it's like the Joe DiMaggio of freaking hockey bets here that we've had going on the show here. So it's been, of course, now that I sauce it up, I'm sure we'll jinx it, but I'm going back to the well today. I'm going to keep going to the well until we start losing a couple in a row here. I laid it with Boston tonight. Boston -1. I played it -173, so there's some -175 out there. I think it's good for another 10 cents or so. Boston's a team that has just not been getting the results. They were heavy chalk to win the division. Yep. They've been having some tough results go against them here. And a couple games in a row, they've gotten steam. They haven't been Rangers are a team. I love the matchup for Boston. Boston's best goaltender in the league for my money in Rask. Defensively, they don't allow a ton of chances. They just haven't been able to put the puck in the net in some instances. Some bad overtime luck, have had some bad shootout luck. I like them tonight to get right against the Rangers, a team I don't believe in, a team that I don't think is very good defensively. So give me the Bruins on the ice tonight. I agree with Ronnie there. New York can be fraudulent in some cases, and this is one of them, and I love it. I love taking advantage of it. So give me the Bruins -175 to keep us hot on the ice.
I mean, Panarin's back. That's good, right? Okay, go New York. But Ron, if you'd be so kind to bring us home with your best bet, we love to hear it.
I'm going to bring you home, but before Knish, I do love that bet, man. I mean, this is a get-right game for the Bruins. I believe they lost 2 in a row, and they're supposed to win the last game. So, I would jump on that, boys and girls. Your bet might be better than mine, actually. So, I'm going to bring it back. So, actually, boys and girls, my best bet was the chalk parlay that you busted my balls about, and it won at plus money. However, I have another best bet for you because I love you, Ally. I love you. We're going back to the well with hockey, and I'm going to sound crazy, but hear me out. Calgary Flames over Montreal. Now, this is a huge scheduling advantage for the Flames right here. Huge advantage. Flames off of 3 days rest with a new coach. They've been practicing great. They're happy. It's like when you break up with a girlfriend that just toxic, You're just happy. Like, life is good. Like, everything's great, right? Or boyfriend, whatever. You're just happy. So they're playing happy. They're having fun again. While Canadians beat Vancouver last night, they got to travel from the east all the way from Vancouver all the way to Calgary with 0 rest, okay? And what I love, Montreal will probably have Jake Allen in goal. And this guy, he started the season really good. Oh, man, lately he's been trash. He lost what? The last 4 starts, they lost with him in. And at -110, I'm going to put our streak on the line. And I know they won 8 games, but they are a good team. Let's go the Flames -110 for Ronnie P's best bet of the second best bet of the week.
All right, you heard it here first. There you go. 2 lovely little bets to tide you all over until we come back to you next week with all of our March Madness talk. Whew, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be fun. So thank you so much, Mr. Joey Knish, and of course, Ronnie P, for taking the time to talk to us today. You guys, even though we have our differences because you hate on New York all the time, I still love you, and I appreciate our conversations weekly. So, and thank you for everyone at home for watching and joining us. Remember, you can find absolutely everything by us on LineSniper.com. Go ahead and follow our socials, all right? Why not? That's Line Sniper HQ on all platforms. Show the love. Be sure to stay tuned for our channel for our Dave Millhouse's MMA Fight Night breakdown tomorrow night. That was a lot going on. And some more fun, of course, over the weekend. Blah, blah, blah. But until that time, this has been In the Crosshairs, brought to you by LineSniper.com, your definitive resource for sports betting content and in-game analysis. For the team here in the studio, I'm Ally Melendez, and I'll see you next week.
Steps into it. A windmill slam.